Hello. Okay, so I decided that I wanted to make a video, not very long video about user interfaces. Um, and I thought that maybe that would be a little bit helpful for you. Um, the first thing that I want to say is user interface is just a mechanism to enable you to use whatever it is you want to use, whether it's the dishwasher or your car. The setup that makes it so that you can use a particular item, whatever it is the user interface. And of course, I don't care about the user interface for a dishwasher. I care about Microsoft Access since that's the class. So when we're talking about user interfaces in this class, we're talking about user interfaces in terms of software. And the reason why I want to bring that up is because that's the direction we're going to go. Um, I want you to understand where you're going in terms of this class. I mean, in terms of the end result. And the end result is that I want you to be able to create a database. And that database, I want it to have a nice um, user interface on it as part of it so that the user can easily use your database. Um, Making something easy to use is seriously important. If you create a database and it's hard to use, people are going to be like, how long is it going to be until I can find something else? And then, if they don't like yours, they'll go buy something else, or um, they'll they won't use your software that you put a lot of time into to create. So, thinking about the user and how to make it useful is always important. The other thing that I want to say is that, when you go on to Amazon, there's a user interface, right? You don't just go on to Amazon and have a blank screen. They put things there to make it so that you can use it. And so I wanted to show you an example of a user interface that I created for myself, but I thought I could use it as an example of perhaps where you start and where you're going. So let me just come over, push me over to the side. Okay, let's see if I can make this go over to the side here. Okay, yeah. And you can see that I've got this little user interface. Now, the thing I want to show you though is this is the navigation pane, and I think you've learned about the navigation pane thus far. And so it has a whole bunch of objects in it, right? And, forms and reports and that kind of thing. Well, what if you gave this to somebody that knew nothing about Access and said, here's my database? Well, they're going to say, oh, well, how do I use it? And you have to give lots of explanation about how to use it and which objects to open, which table or form or whatever. And you don't really want that. You want to make it a lot less cumbersome for them, because that's pretty cumbersome to have to come in here and figure out which table or which form to go, and they have to write it down, and where are my notes when they want to go back and do it again. So if you instead have some sort of user interface, here's this one, for example. This tracks exercise, this tracks supplements, this tracks food that you might eat. So anyway, this is a much easier way to interact with the software. than going over into the navigation pane and picking things out. So hopefully that will kind of help you a little bit to understand more about user interfaces and where you're going in terms of developing a database in this class and applying the concepts that you're learning about building objects and the mechanics of Access. Because remember, if you learn how to do something in Access, but you don't learn how to apply it, it's really not worth very much, is it? So actually taking the information and knowing how to make it so a user can actually use it is seriously important. And it's, yeah. And then the last thing that I just want to mention to you is that there's a lot of creativity that goes into user interface design. And the more creative you can be and the more you consider your users and make things easy, the more they're interested in using your particular product. Remember back when the smartphone was first invented and how crazy the market became for those smartphones because they were so easy to use and they provided such usability. So anyway, that's pretty much what I want to say about user interfaces. And hopefully the supplemental activity that you'll be doing will help you as well to understand about user interfaces and the difference between ones that are not so great and ones that are a little bit better, and how you want to go shoot for a little bit better. Okay. Anyway, certainly if you have any questions, just give me an email. All right. Let's see. Here. There. If you have any questions, give me an email. Bye.